The nurse told me that you refused to submit to the paternity test. Just be aware that you will be court-ordered to submit to one now. I have to name you so that baby can get the benefits she needs. That's hilarious. I'm not submitting to anything. Nobody can force me to give my DNA. And we all know she isn't mine. The judge can and will compel you to submit to one. But believe what you like. You will see what happens when you are forced to go to court. Oh, cool. Well, Jennifer and I are moving out of state to get a fresh start. So good luck serving me. And good luck having a state you don't even know and force a dumbass paternity test. You'll just have to actually work a good enough job to take care of her. Okay, Blake. I will see you in court. Hey girl, I hope you are healing up well. I just wanted to reach out to tell you that I don't care who the father is. If you want a co-parent, I am willing to help you raise the baby. I am so invested with her already. I know she was meant to be in my life. Over my dead body. You and Blake will never be around this child. Neither of you deserve her. If you would be willing to co-parent with me, I would be happy to leave Blake. He would never be around her here. I want a baby more than I want him. Then adopt a fucking baby. Or go to a SP3R meters bank or something. But you are not my baby's parent. You are not going to have any type of custody over my child. You need some serious psychiatric help. Court is now in session to establish paternity of the baby of Abigail. I see that not everyone is in attendance, but I will have this session continue. Thank you, Your Honor. Do you have any reason to believe that the named party is not the father? Your Honor, there is no possible way that he is not the father. He is the only man I have been with since my last relationship, which ended 3 months before meeting Blake. Do you know why he is not in court today? He had told me he was moving out of state, so I could not have him served. Is that shown in the documentation you submitted for court today? Yes, Your Honor. Very well. I will be acknowledging Blake Blank as the biological father of baby. I am also establishing a child support of $187 a month and revoking his driving privileges until he submits. Hey, it's Jennifer. I know you have me blocked on my number because of Blake, but I just wanted to reach out and let you know that I will be paying Blake's child support until he gets on his feet. He knows he is the father. I think he is just in shock that his baby girl has Down syndrome, and that's why he's acting like this. I don't want him to end up in jail because he mentally isn't ready to handle this just yet. But like I said before, I will always have his back, and I will happily pay his support until he is ready to be the amazing father I know he can be. He just needs more time for it to sink in. You can't hold that against him. I have told you not to contact me. I mean it. Do not message me again. So how exactly am I supposed to pay you child support for a child that isn't mine when you have had my driver's license suspended? How am I supposed to get a job with a suspended license? How you get a job and pay support is none of my concern. You have been unemployed with a license for close to a year. You could have found a job at any point. I thought you weren't going to come after me for support. I guess that was just a lie. I have not come after you for anything. The judge assigned child support when you failed to show for court. That is your own fault. What you are doing is evil and wrong. You know that. You know that I didn't make a baby like that, and yet you feel good stealing my money. Prove me wrong, and I will happily reimburse you for every penny you actually pay in support. Why should I have to pay for a child I don't want and will never see? The judge can't force me to spend time with her. I want nothing to do with her. So why out all of us through this He-11? You wanted this child when you stealthed me. And when you told me you would unalive me if I got an abortee 0N. And every moment until she was born. You don't get to walk away and not financially support her. You don't need to parent her to do that. Well, if I knew for sure she would be born like that, I would have never made you keep her. It's cruel to have a baby like that when you know she will have no quality of life. She is happy and healthy and doing amazing. She is a beautiful soul. This little girl has made me stronger than I ever have been before. She deserves the world. She's embarrassing. Honestly, once you knew you were going to have a baby like this, it was extremely irresponsible for you to even have her if you couldn't afford to raise her on your own. You shouldn't need a man to raise your baby. What if I unalived? Then we would collect survivors' benefits as well as the rest of the government help there is. And we would make it work. But you are very much alive and very much wanted this baby before she was born, so you can help. And what happens if you unalive? Because I'm not taking her in. I don't have time to deal with those issues. Then she would go to who I have outlined in my will, and you would still be compelled to pay support. Living or dead either way, you have an obligation to her. You're the one who made sure she would be here. I didn't want a baby. I just don't like on 0 milliseconds. So I found this residential home for people with issues like your baby. The government will pay for it, and she can live there and be taken care of by doctors like she actually needs. Absolutely not. There is no reason for her to be in a facility. With the right therapies, she will be able to live on her own and be self-sufficient when she is older. I don't know what crock of crap the doctor has told you, but people like that will never be able to be on their own. You're saddled with that your entire life. You should do some more research before you talk like that about a child you created. And even if that were the case, I would always take care of her. And you would still be required to pay support. I'm not paying shit. The sooner you accept that, the better. Good thing your girlfriend already said she would. Jennifer will not be paying for anything. She left me because of you. She doesn't want to be saddled with a disabled stepchild for the rest of her life. Just something else you ruined for me. I'm sure you will find a new roommate on Tinder soon enough. Jennifer wasn't a roommate. She was the love of my life, and you ruined it. She didn't want to be involved in all of this drama you have brought into my life. My life was so peaceful before I met you, and then you ruined it. She didn't seem too upset when she offered to leave you if I let her share custody of the baby. Wow, so you were talking to her behind my back. You really were trying to sabotage my relationship, weren't you? You are a psycho bitch. Find your own relationship to fuck up. So we need to talk woman to woman. I don't want there to be any confusion as I move forward in my relationship with Blake. I know you to share a child, and I think we need to go ahead and set some boundaries. I'm sorry, who is this? I literally have no clue who this is. Oh, please. I know your type likes to stalk their ex-boyfriends' Facebooks and cheat. You know exactly who this is. Okay, so you are clearly Blake's new girlfriend. I really don't care, and there is absolutely no reason for us to communicate. I'm sure Jennifer would like to speak to you, though. I can give you her number. I've already talked to that bitch and dealt with her. Now I'm dealing with you. I'm not putting up with no baby mama drama. So let's set some ground rules. I don't want your kid at my house. I'm not a kid person, And I'm not anybody's nanny. Unless a kid comes out of my body, I'm not taking care of them. I'm not housing them. And I'm not dealing with them. My child will never be at your house because your boyfriend has no custody of her. So once again, I don't know what he's told you, but we have no reason to speak. I am having him go to the courthouse this week and file to give up his parental rights. When he does this, since you don't want him involved anyways, you need to sign off on that. Then just part ways like you never knew him. As much as I would like that, our state won't let him sign over his rights unless someone is here to adopt her. So he will still be financially responsible. See, no, that's not how it works. My ex was able to get off child support and walk away, and I bossed up like a real woman does and am raising my baby on my own because she's my responsibility. I haven't had child support in 8 years, and I don't need it. That's great for you, but the state will not allow him to sign over his rights since our baby needs state benefits for her disability. Our situations are very different, or I would let him walk away happily. Girl, get a job and get insurance. Stop letting the government and a man fund your lifestyle. You're the worst type of woman. Just a leech. I know how to work the family court system, and I can tell you right now that my man will not be saddled with a child that isn't mine. This conversation is over. Do not contact me again. I am filing tomorrow to give up my parental rights. Once the paperwork is filed, I will not longer be responsible for any child support to you. This is just a warning to prepare you for the fact you will have to support yourself from now on. Blake, you have never even paid child support. And you don't just file a paper and are immediately free. That will have to go before a judge. Once I file this paper, I will no longer be paying child support. When we get before the judge, I will be relinquishing my rights, and you will not hear from me again. If you are unwilling to allow this, I will be moving forward with contacting CPS and exposing that you are not a competent parent for baby, and she will end up in foster care. This is my official notice to you that paperwork will be filed, and I will no longer have communication with you about. Hello, is this the home of Abigail Blake? Yes. How can I help you? My name is Cassandra, and I am from Child Protective Services. I have a warrant here to come and assess the safety of an infant in your care. I'm sorry, what? My baby is not Abu Dollar Ed. Who said that? Ma'am, I cannot give you that information, but I am needing to come in now, then see the baby. I'm sorry, can I see some identification and the warrant first? I am just wanting to ensure I understand what exactly is going on. Of course. Please understand that I am not here to take your baby unless I absolutely have to. We have just been informed of some highly concerning information that needs to be ruled out for baby's safety. As you can see, baby is perfectly healthy and doing well. She has been to all of her doctor's appointments and has received glowing reviews each time. She has plenty of formula and clean water, and her bottles are clean and stored safely. So I don't understand these claims. That all looks wonderful, but I am going to need you to come to the lab with baby within the next 24 hours and submit to a hair follicle DR 0 grams screening. You can Dr. 0 grams test me all you like, but I don't understand why would need to Dr. 0 grams test my baby. That makes no sense. Ma'am, you have been accused of trafficking illegal substances through your apartment and exposing your infant to these substances. The judge has already signed off on a court order for you both to submit. This is a very serious accusation. Dr. 0 GS. I've never done anything like that in my entire life. I didn't even get an epidural when I was in labor because it scares me. I don't understand how you have a warrant for this when there is no proof. Ma'am, the person who reported this was able to provide screenshots of Dr. 0 grams seconds being sold from a former apartment that was listed in your name. They provided enough evidence to confirm a warrant was needed to ensure the child's safety. Then why am I not being arrested right now? If you have this evidence, why am I not going to jail? If you would like to go that route, I can call in the sheriff that is outside. I would like to give a young mother the benefit of the doubt before having her arrested. But it is your choice.